That's weird.
Okay, now it's recording.
Okay. So before I get started going over any information, I want this to be like a super interactive call. So if anyone has anything they can add or want to add at any time, hop in, chime in, whatever. If you have a question, you can either post your question or you can ask it at any time. So really we wanted to talk about getting back to the basics and just some information on like how to post, when to post, why to post, and what you can do to pretty much get the most interaction on your own page. Carol, get to mute everyone. We're just going to do that so you get the background noise out of there. I think there's a way, maybe.
Everybody's muted now.
Okay, and if you guys have a question, you'll have to unmute yourself and ask your question, just so you don't have any background noise. But anyway, I kind of always like something that Cheryl always brings up, and it's the Carol Lewis Newton, really the 3 things that people always go to social media for. They're always on social media to either connect with other people, whether they want to make friendships, contact family, whatever. They want to be informed and learn something. Yeah, they're just looking for learning, whatever they're on there for. Or they are looking to be entertained. And so we know what people are going there for. So that's the information we need to be feeding them, right? We need to be entertaining. We need to be teaching them something, and we need to be connecting with people, right? And something that my mom reminded me of is that your pictures or videos have to grab people's attention quick, because when you post, whether it's in your VIP group, and I'll kind of go more, I guess, focused on VIP and then focused on your page so you guys get where I'm going with everything. But regardless of where you post, you have to make sure that it grabs their attention, because no matter where people are looking, they're scrolling quick usually. And if you don't grab their attention, if you make a video and you don't get their attention within like the first 3 seconds, they're gone. They're going to scroll on. They're going to go right past your post. So if it's a picture, you want it to be catchy. You want it to be clever. You want it to be entertaining or something to catch their attention. If it's a video, something in the very beginning of the video has got to grab their attention or they're going to tune out. And it's the same way with lives, but I'll talk more about that in a little bit.
And to add to that, all of the posts that you put on Facebook should be that way. So sharing like a million posts in one day, it's going to cause people to just automatically just scroll by your name. Like if you're sharing just like a ton of posts that are things that aren't catchy, that aren't grabbing people's attention, they're not going to stop later on either. They're going to see your name and immediately just scroll past it because it's so easy to do.
That's true. Or you could even have people that just click to unfollow you.
Mm-hmm.
Your friend, but unfollow you. And so you definitely don't want that. And so because we know, like I said, the 3 things, the connecting, informing, and entertaining, we need to our post on these. And this like is also the reason why usually, and a lot of you have probably done this. I did it whenever I first joined Younique too. If you post that says like $24, get your lashes here, and your website, that's why these kind of posts don't work, because most of the people that get on Facebook, they are not there to buy something, and they don't intend to be sold something. That's not their, they don't plan on it. I mean, they're not on Facebook to buy things. People don't go, you go to Amazon or eBay or Walmart to buy things, not Facebook. And so if you make spammy posts that say like $25, buy lashes here, people immediately read that spam and scroll past you. Or anything, if you have the join here post or looking for 3 people to join or host a party, people just see it as spam, and they're not intending to help you. They can help you, you know, there's a good chance some of those people want to host parties, but those kind of posts are not going to catch their attention, and they're not going to probably message you and be like, I want to host a party. So it's more about building a relationship and connecting with people, whether you do this through personal messages, or if you do it just by connecting like commenting on their post, things like that. There's other ways, but not spammy posts. So let's see. And when you make these relationships, another thing that I wanted to add is that a lot of times you don't get an initial sale when you are connecting through the personal messages and things like that. And it can be discouraging. You're like, man, I'm tight with this person and they've told me they like the products and stuff, or that they're interested in it. You know, they've seen my pictures, they've seen my posts, they've seen my live videos. And sometimes it doesn't lead to an initial sale, but a lot of times it's pumping yourself up for a sale in the future. And the good thing about that is when you connect with people as a friend, you actually, bye. Sorry guys. You then have like a long-time customer. You usually don't just have someone who buys from you once and then you didn't make a connection with them. Because you've made that connection with them, they want to come back to you and they're going to be loyal to you. So I wrote down some types of posts that work. To post 6 times a day usually, right? 6 different times a day. And Cheryl has some information to go over as well, so she might be sharing that. I don't know. But types of posts that usually work and that I find that I get good interaction on are motivational posts, posting about my family and not my family drama. You want to post things that are inspiring and fun and things that other people are going to be like, dang, I want to do that. I want to do what she does. I want to be able to go on trips and have the flexibility of working from my phone, things like that. Lifestyle post, adding unique into your life. And I think it was the first trade we actually did in this group. I'm not positive on that, but we went over a lot about different types of posting and how it can help your business. Question type posts. If you post things like, what do you like, A or B? Like, it doesn't even matter if it's unique, not unique, anything. People are going to comment on it. And whenever they start commenting on these posts, then they're going to also see your unique post. So that's how it gets your Facebook algorithms up. Or you can comment like, help me choose an outfit, pick A, B, or C. You know, there's so many options. Or entertaining posts. Another thing I did want to go over, because there's a lot of people on here, is you cannot do giveaways on your main page. So you can't make a post saying, I'm going to give away an Epic mascara, everybody who comments on this post, or something like that. But what you do is you can post something like a picture with pumpkins or something on it and say, pick a pumpkin. And then whenever they pick that, they just are picking numbers on the main page. You're not saying they're getting anything special. Be like, hey guys, you know, pick a pumpkin. I'm going to send you a PM or whatever. Nobody even knows if it's about unique, not about unique, what it's about. Then you can message them a special offer. So you can do special offers, but they all have to be done through private messages or in your VIP group. So I just wanted to go over that really fast. And I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Oh, I wanted to talk about live videos for a minute. So when you do your live videos, you want to make sure you're bringing quality content to your lives. And things that I definitely like to make sure whenever I'm doing a live video is make sure that you don't lag. Like, when you start, don't say, I'm just going to wait a few minutes for people to hop on. Because when people watch the replay, then they have to wait that whole time. And like I said, this is when it comes like back to, you have to catch their attention quick. Like, whether you play a little alarm and be like, hey guys, welcome to Saturday Makeup with Becca, or whatever you're doing, but get their attention quick. And then whenever that shows up in people's news feeds and they're watching the replay, it's going to start right then. Like, when they scroll through, it's going to be like, hey guys, da, 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 da. You know, it's right in their face, because people need that. They need it like to catch their attention, so they, you know, stay focused and stay on it. On your live videos, try and make it, I was talking to somebody about this today, try and make it as just hanging out with people. You know, you're just there to out. I think whenever in my head, I get super nervous for live videos. And whenever I think of it as a as a hangout versus just a like me giving a speech in front of people, then I'm like, okay, it's not so bad. Like people are just here chilling with, like if I was in a room with a bunch of my friends, right? And so I know a lot of you that are new, you might be nervous about getting on live videos or going live or the thought of showing off makeup. And I'm the same way. I'm like, I'm not a makeup artist. Like, why do these people want to see me, of all people, put makeup on my face? But if you think about it as just like a hangout, it makes it way less like nerve-wracking and intimidating. And instead of listing everything that you're applying, like when you're putting your makeup on, another tip that I have is instead try and tell the benefits of the products. So give people the reasons why they should use those products more than, you know, oh, now I'm going to put on whatever lip gloss or whatever. Tell them why they need that, because that's what's going to be the seller for people. That's what's going to make people be like, oh, I have, you know, you have to solve the problems that they have. Like, if they have short lashes, they need longer lashes, right? So you have to tell them essentially what problems, you know, that you're solving. And a lot of people that watch, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's what I need. How did you know I needed that? And another thing is when you're posting pictures, if you're posting graphics, a lot of people tend to just scroll right past them. So if you use pictures of yourself, people will automatically be more inclined to look at the photo because they want to see the products on you. You're trying to sell them the products, so you have to use the products, and they want to see the products on you. So anyway, that's pretty much all I had. I know Cheryl has some information, so I'll let her chit chat.
Okay, so I have some information, and then Brady's going to talk to us too about graphics. I want to go ahead and piggyback onto the live, since that's what Becca was just talking about. Another thing that I am going to start trying to do, because Bree actually talked about this, was choose a product that you want to focus on, right? Choose what it is that you want to sell a lot of this week. Use that in your life and let that be the one like you're hanging out, you're chit-chatting with everybody the whole time. And then you're talking about, oh yeah, I remember what the other thing I was going to say. And then you actually stop to say, oh my gosh, the primer, you guys. And you talk about the primer and you explain all the benefits. You explain why you like this primer better than other primers, whatever you want to say, without putting other things down. Because, I mean, the negativity is never going to get you anywhere. So don't say, oh, I used this other primer and it was crap. Like, don't do that. Just why this one is so good. And, talk about that, and then your post throughout the week, for that week, you're talking about the primer on every single live, and then your post that week, focus on the primer too. That way people are seeing primer from you all week long. They're more likely to buy it. And then my computer's gonna die. And then I'm gonna have to run and grab my charger here in a second when Brady starts talking. And then they're more likely to buy it, and they might even keep that mental note. So next week, when you start talking foundation, they're like, ooh, primer and foundation. I need both of those. Because you have honed in on those two products in the last 2 weeks so deliberately. Then the other thing, live tribes. So when you're going live, the biggest thing that caused me to get nervous was when I didn't have viewers, right? And even still, if I get on at the wrong time of day and I don't have any viewers, I start to panic. And I do lives like all the time. I'm really good at them. I'm really comfortable. I don't get nervous anymore. But if I only have one viewer and that viewer goes away, I'm like, who am I talking to? I'm just talking to myself now. And then I start to get really anxious. So I don't remember who it was that I heard this little tip from in the last week, but they said create a live tribe. So whether it's your Y sisters or your family or your friends, contact them before you're going to go live and say, hey, I'm going to go live. Could you please hop on? Have 3 or 4 people who get on all of your lives, because then you already have that conversation going. And the way Facebook works, the more people who are on your live, the more people who are going to click into it. Because if you see a live scrolling by and there's 10 people watching it, you're like, oh, what is that about? and you want to click into it. But if you see a live going by and there's no one watching it, you might be willing to just keep going past it. So create a live tribe. Becca said there was only one thing that Becca left out that I really felt like is important to also post about, and that is other products. Don't only talk about how Younique is the best. Mention other things that you love. Like, I don't see it sitting here, but my It's a 10, oh, there it is. My It's a 10 hair stuff. I posted or I talked about this in one of my lives and literally had people send me links to get it discounted. Like, they remembered that I love this stuff, and when they saw it like on Groupon or whatever, they sent me links so that I could buy it half off, because this is like $50. It's ridiculous. I got it because it was mismarked on the shelf, not gonna lie. Another thing is the times of day that you are posting, because the times of day that you're posting can make or break your business. If you have to look at where your people, more of your friends are online. So, and you can see that in your little chat, right? Like, you can see how many people are on your chat. So typically for most people, like probably 95% of people on Facebook, more people in your area are going to be on Facebook in the evenings on Sundays through Thursdays. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's when they're going to get on. It's after they put their kids in bed, after they're done with everything they have to do for the day, and they're just vegging out, right? More people are going to be on then. So that's a really good time, a really important time to be posting. Fridays, it's not so great to post in evenings on Fridays because nobody's home on Friday nights, right? Like, everybody's doing something. So Friday night's not so good. So you want to make sure that you've pretty much finished up your important posts by the late afternoon. Anything after like 5, 6 o'clock, you're not really going to get very many people watching or listening or looking at whatever. Saturdays, the only time that's really good to post on Saturdays is in the morning. If you're going later in the day, people are off doing things with their family. They're not sitting around on Facebook just watching things. I mean, I might be, but the majority of people aren't. And then Sundays, again, early morning, because Sundays in the morning and then in the evening, nowhere in between, because nobody's really on Facebook. They're still doing things with their family. So Sundays are a good time to post because a lot of people are willing to spend money on Sundays, but in the evening after their kids are in bed, because on the weekends, people just spend as much time as possible with their families, right? I mean, I know I do. I don't even get on Facebook during the day on Sundays at all until my kids are going to bed. So, okay, I'm going to let Brady talk so I can run and grab my cord because my computer is at like 3%. Okay.
Give me 2 seconds because I want to hop on and say something too. I love the live tribe idea. And the other thing I wanted to say was about the, what was it? Sorry guys, I just drew a blank. About the times about posting. I was going to go over that in my notes too, and I totally forgot. So good thing Cheryl had it right. But just because you're not posting, like maybe if Saturday, you know, she said like Saturday is not the best day to post because people are out and about and doing things. Still make your posts and stuff for that day. But if you're not, I mean, you just might see decreased stuff, but you still want to post because it's keeping that consistency going. So that's all I was going to add in. I love the live tribe idea. That's really cool. I love
it. All right. So let's have a little chat about graphics. Becca said in a training before, graphics without faces are just ads. And our eyes are trained to scroll past ads. That's just what we do. We fast forward through commercials. We scroll past them on Facebook. I know I'm 100% guilty of it. Any graphic that I use, I try to put my face on it. If it's a quote that I like, I use WordSwag, I use PixArt, one of those apps to put it over my face. I give credit where credit's due, but I make it mine. For thank you graphics, anything like that, I make sure that I use my face. If you are going to post a product graphic, please, 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 I beg you, use a clean graphic. Because if you look at the graphics, even in the graphic that we're in, there are some graphics that are just grainy. And I personally don't want to sit there and have to zoom in on something to try to tell what it is. That's my spiel on graphics. If you have graphic questions, get it made. help and would be willing to.
Yes, so I agree with that, Brandy. And the other thing I was going to say on is when you do, like, if you see something that somebody else has posted and you want to share that, maybe you like it and you've saved it and you want to share it, make sure it does not have their website. Like, if it has their website, I personally would not save and share it. And don't cover up people's websites, I guess. Just try and recreate and make it your own. And the other thing
from my own misfortune.
Yeah. Wah, wah. But you can try and make your own. Like, if you like what somebody's done, try and make it yourself. And if you don't have the problem, like, there's a good chance that you can find. We have the graphic stuff. A lot of them, they have like clean pictures, products, and you can take those and put them on your pictures and whatnot. Sorry, my kid's crying. And the other thing that I did want to say too, I forgot, guys, I keep like going back and forth. But when Cheryl was talking about posting other products alongside Younique, I think that's really important. And even if you use other makeup products, you can talk about those too. But it helps people like see that you're not just a Younique robot, because just because you're super excited about your Younique business, right? We don't want to just post Younique stuff, post after post after post. Like, I'm pretty sure when I joined, people were like, stop. Like, people in my family still think I'm a Younique robot. Like, I talk about team promotions and things like that, and they're like, Pekka, can you put, like, especially my husband, he's like, stop talking about Younique. Like, can we talk about something else? But you don't want to come across that way on Facebook, because people will tune you out. Like, my husband, pretty sure he wants to tune me out half the time, or he probably does. Men, right? But people want to see that you do other things besides just Younique, and that you use other things just Younique, whether it be makeup, hair products, whatever. They want to see that you like to share will be any kind of products, and that you're like that girl who will tell them what the best stuff, anything, clothes, hair products, makeup is, you know. So anyway, that's all I got.
Does anyone have any questions?
What's the best way to start a live? Like, their attention while not being ridiculous.
Okay, so I'll start. So I start my lives by just saying, hey guys, like, I mean, I just started off like I just walked into a room. Like, that's all of my lives start like that. And then I always invite people, and so I'm like, hey guys, what you guys doing? And I'll like talk about what day it is or what I have going on while I'm inviting people. I'll be like, I'm gonna invite some people really quick, and I'll be like up here like, and I don't even look at who I'm inviting. Mostly I just like click the first like 10 people or so and hope for the best. I mean, I do kind of make sure that I'm not inviting like people who are super negative and don't need to be there. But and I just kind of like talk about my day, but I'm like really cheery. I mean, I've said this before in trainings, but when you go live, you want to be you times 2. So if you're normally peppy, like, you want to be a little bit more peppy. If you're normally just kind of like, hey guys, what's going on? You want to be like, hey guys, what's going on? Because if you don't amp that up a little bit, then people are just going to go past. If you're not excited, they're not going to get excited.
Yeah, you need to be like Jim Heather too. Like, where you're doing, you're like, how are you? You need to be like, I use props personally, and Becca's mom actually started my props because we were in a training and she was talking about out of a pair of leggings and made a unicorn horn, and that is still one of my most viewed lives ever. Because, I mean, you think about it, you see somebody with a shoe on their head and you're like, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah, people want to watch that. So I think Heather needs to start her videos saying, ready? Yes. I'm like, that is perfect. That's what I would do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Things that
owns
grab
the gym
people's
where we do
attention.
too.
Things that grab people's attention, even in public, will grab people's attention on a video. So, my hair is not very purple. Right? Actually, my hair is not purple at all. Oh gosh, I need to call my girl. So, I get compliments about the purple in my hair all the time. So I make sure that when I'm on live and my hair is purple, that it's out where people can see it because people stop. The other day I was out, and my daughter had on a Halloween headband, and she got sick of it in 5 minutes because that's what happens every time she wears one. And my purse is too small to carry it, so I was wearing a Halloween headband around all day, and people were stopping me to compliment me on my headband or call me an idiot, basically. But it will make people stop, just like Brandy's unicorn horn. I mean, I'll never forget the first time she put that unicorn horn on.
Yeah, I thought she was ridiculous, but not only that, like we all wore our little kitty headband ear things at convention, and even white girls, everybody was like, I love y'all's headbands. Like that's just how it works. People notice different and catch their attention. So, and you don't have to do the same different every time, but just something that's going to catch their attention. And I went straight. You don't have to plan anything super big, even if you're just really pumped up whenever you start your video, because that's going to be what
you and your nails. You're always putting your fingers out there.
I always post about my fingernails. My mom's throwing my fingernails in front of the
You
camera.
always
Anyway.
flaunt your nails.
Yeah, people do compliment nails a lot. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what I was saying.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, people definitely will notice just about anything. I mean, anything out of the ordinary, anything that doesn't look just completely normal. When I first got my backdrop, I mean, people who have been watching my lives forever, all of a sudden, hey, all of a sudden started stopping and watching and being like, hey, when'd you get a new backdrop? And I mean, it was the only one I've ever had, but people were complimenting and commenting on the fact that I have a backdrop now, and I've never had one before. Or actually, I even had one girl say, this was before I got the backdrop, I had rearranged my office, and she was like, why is your background different? And I was like, oh, I changed my office up. And she was like, she's never even been to my house. And she was like, I can tell, like, but she's seen my videos so frequently, and I was always in the exact same space. And in the background, you could always see these lipsticks. Oh, you can't see it in the picture, but
We can see it.
We made one time. And so she was like, I don't see the lips in the background anymore. I mean, so people will notice, and people, if you're going live frequently enough, people will notice any sort of a change, anything.
That was like when we hung up the deer.
Yes.
Everybody comments on the deer head now. They're like, oh dear.
And my daughter doesn't want to watch your lives unless the deer is in them.
That's awesome. Thanks, Tinley.
She cracks me up.
Anyone else have any questions? Questions about lives, about posting on your main page and your VIP, anything? Sorry, I went dark.
Just here. No.
You need the selfie light from the trunk.
I know. I'm always in the car when we do these videos. I'm busy, y'all.
On the motivational quotes or the positive quotes, when you're sharing those, make sure that you've saved them yourself or recreated them yourself, not that you're sharing somebody else's share.
Narelle's asking, where do you get the backgrounds from? Like, where'd you get your backdrop?
Oh, sorry. I ordered on Amazon.
And yeah, Kim, I know some people that use like a shower curtain, which is what I'm thinking about getting, and just tacking it up.
Yeah, I thought about doing that. I actually bought the stand. It was only $30 to buy the whole stand on Amazon, so I bought the stand, and it just clips up there. You can see the little clip. And that's funny. Yeah, middle of the day for you. It's got to be kind of crazy around there. I want to get another one really bad. I have one picked out that I really, really want.
I'm just worried that my cat would like try to tear it apart if I got one.
My cat hasn't touched it. And he's a jerk.
Nice. Mine's not a jerk.
Mine is a jerk. And yet I still saved his life.
Right? Narelle, I got your stuff ordered. Totally random, but I got your stuff ordered.
I bought the stand on Amazon. So it's just like a light stand. It's got a tripod bottom and then a pole, and then it's got a pole that goes across to the other side where it's got another tripod bottom. It was like $30 some odd on Amazon, and then each one of these sheets, depending on who you order them from, can be anywhere from like $10 up to ridiculous amounts. Let's be honest, it can get pretty ridiculous. But I'm cheap, so I only buy the cheap ones.
I'm looking for a portable shower curtain if anybody finds one, because that's what I want.
Shower curtain, you can use a blanket. You can probably use a cute tablecloth. Like, you can do it with a bunch of things. And whether you tape it up, tack it up, like, you can get pretty creative.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Nobody knows. We won't tell. Does anybody else have any questions or anything?
If you like don't really want to add lots of friends, like people that you don't really know, to your friends list, are there other ways to like get it out there, like the networking?
That's a really good question. And oh my gosh, I love your accent. I couldn't even concentrate on what you were saying because your accent is so cute. Yeah, so I had a video on this group, well, not on this group, on our Glam Girls group, about networking and reaching out to people. But with my whole Facebook issue, it went away. I can try and see if I can re-record that, like using my phone, and then tag you in it. But do you mean you just like don't want to expand your friends list? Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I understand what you mean. Or is that right?
It's mostly that I just like, if I don't know someone real, like personally, like if I just meet them, I don't want to just add them to my friends list to get more attention for my business. I'd rather not add lots of random people.
Yes, yeah, no, that's a really good question. So something I really suggest is getting into groups that you have common interest in. That's something I'll always suggest. Sorry, my face might get dark. I'm going to hop out of the car because my daughter is being super loud. So I like to find groups that I have similar interest in, like if it's scrapbooking or soccer moms or things like that, whatever your kids are interested in, you're interested in, you can get into those groups and then make connections with the people in there, and over time add them to your friends list. And most of the time, those people end up seeing your unique post and then will be interested in the business as well. So that's a really good way to expand your friends list, is find groups that you have interest in and then meet people that way. And everywhere I go, like if I meet people when I'm out and about, I talk about my makeup business, and then I always ask, do you have a Facebook? Can we connect? I don't, like, as soon as we connect, I don't obviously like spam them unique information, but once they're on my friends list, they get to see those kind of posts. They get to see me too, because they see the posts about my family and things like that, but they get to see my unique posts as well. So hopefully that kind of answers for you.
And really, you can take the time when you're in those groups. Like, I don't know if y'all have LuLaRoe there, but a big clothing thing here was LuLaRoe. And I met literally 70 people who are now almost all my customers through that group. And it took me about a year before I started adding them to my friends list, but I got to know them and their families through that group before just kind of cold adding them to my friends list, if that makes sense.
Does anyone else have any other questions? Did Kim just ask a question, or did somebody?
Is it good to Messenger to get friends?
I
personally don't like to cold Messenger.
So I message, so I have this new app that I'm using called Teamsy. And Teamsy is like changing my life. I message everyone, and it gives me it has like little sample scripts in there. I actually message them. I don't ever message people about the business. So I go against the grain here. I don't message people about the business. I let them come to me. And so I message people about their lives, and I chit chat with them, and I become friends with them. And in that, they're coming to me. So I have a friend who we met. My husband's a wounded warrior, a wounded soldier, and we're in a wounded warrior wives group. And I've been in the group close to 3 years now, because it was about almost 3 years ago that I found out that we were going to be in this situation. And about a year ago, I added quite a few of them, mostly because we were having very personal conversations and we were wanting to message about them instead of putting them in the group. And I never talked to them. None of them even knew I had a business until they got onto my personal page. And then we chit-chatted for a while about it. Well, now she's getting married. This one girl in particular, she's getting married later this month. And she's ordered a ton of wedding makeup from me, but over the time, not all at once, like just a little by little by little. And yeah, I was just talking to you about her. And I, in our conversation, I was talking to her about things, and I was like, man, you really need this. And she's like, I know, but I spent so much money for the wedding. And I was like, well, I owe you a wedding gift, and I'm sending her this wedding gift because we're friends. Like, she's not just a customer to me. She is now my friend. But I built that friendship through Facebook, through a group that had nothing to do with makeup, that had nothing to do with Younique, where I honestly had no intention of really bringing my business to that group, because it was my business is my business and my family is my family. But they mix up all the time, because it's my business, and it's how I'm taking care of my family now that, my husband is not capable of working. So I definitely do pull people onto my Facebook, but I build that friendship. I don't go straight to, I don't ever actually even talk to them about the business until they bring it up to me, or until they like or comment on one of my business posts. And then I'll say, hey girl, thanks so much for liking my post. And I say, like, thanks so much for liking my post. It really helps me out when people like my post. And then from there, they can tell me whether they're interested or not. And I'll have some people who will be like, girl, I know that it helps out your algorithm. I'm not interested in makeup at all, but I totally wanted to help you out. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And I respect that. And they're not going to get a message from me about Younique, period. But we will continue to be friends, and I will build that relationship. And if they ever do decide they want to be interested in makeup, I'm their girl. But in the meantime, there's a lot of people who will like my post, and I'm like, hey girl, thanks so much for liking my post. It really helps me out. I don't say, do you want anything? Hey, what can I get for you? Or whatever. I wait for them to say, I really did like that polarized lip eyeliner that you were talking about. How do I get that? And then I give them the information.
Yeah, I completely actually agree with that. Whenever I was in Kansas, that's really how I built a lot of my business, was through people that I met from other things. It was not makeup groups. I was not even like that big of a makeup person. It was people that I met from like my couponing group, and people that I met at vendor events, and when I was out and about, just talking about what I do. But that's always been big for me, is making the friendship and establishing that first, and then you can go talking about the business from there, or wait for them to comment about the business, like Cheryl said. So I agree with that.
Every once in a while, I will reach out to somebody like Brandy. I specifically reached to Brandy, but I knew. I only do it when it's someone who I already pretty much feel like I know 100% that this is something they want. And it's when I've heard them say 1,000 other things that have just, like, where I've just been feeling it, like nagging at me, like she wants to be in Younique, but she doesn't have the courage to say it. And then I'll be like, okay, I have to ask. This could sound totally crazy, but I think that I'm catching a vibe from you that you'd be interested in what I'm doing. Are you? And that's how I do all of mine. And I know that's not necessarily the way that it's taught, but that's what works for me. And everyone will find what works for them. If you do it long enough, you'll figure out where you feel comfortable and how it works for you. And that's what works for me. But what works for Becca is going to be something different. What works for Brandy is going to be something different. What works for Maddie, what works for Norel, what works for all of us, it's all going to be something different.
Exactly. Does anyone else have any questions before we hop off? Or Brandy, were you about to say something?
So Cheryl, do you not really like ask people to host parties for you then?
Oh, I do, but I ask all of my customers, every single customer. Okay, so there are 2 times that I ask people to join and to host, and that is when they are customers. Part of my standard follow-up is I send a note, typically in the mail. I mean, I follow up with people on the computer too, but I typically send people a note card. I'm sitting right over there, but I send them a note card and I write in it like, hey girl, thanks so much for supporting me. You know, I say their name, but like, hey Maddie, thanks so much for supporting me. It means the world to me. You know, have you ever thought about doing what I do? And I leave it, and let it go from there. And then with the asking to host parties, what I like to do is whenever they've received their product and I have confirmed that they love it, I say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited that you loved that. And you know what? I'm setting up my lash bashes for the next month. It would be awesome if we hosted a lash bash and you could share with your friends how much you love this so that they can get it in their hands too. That's how I do that. So I do reach out to people, but only when they're already customers of mine. Or if they've expressed that they want to be a customer of mine and can't afford it. Becca might do that differently than me.
Narelle, honestly, I started with asking family and friends.
Yeah.
And this was the first go round. My mother-in-law doesn't even really wear makeup, and I got her to host a party for me, and she actually wears foundation now, which is really funny. But you just start with the people you're most comfortable with, and then go from there. Build out from there. But if you start with your family and your close friends, that helps a lot.
Yeah, I typically, when I first started, what I always have heard, even since I first started, and what I did when I first started, was I reached out to the people who I felt like couldn't tell me no, right? Like the people who I felt like would feel bad telling me no. I reached out to all of them, and my mama does not wear makeup. I'll be 100% honest. I didn't even know that you were supposed to take care of your skin. Okay, I didn't even wash my face ever in my life as a kid because my mom didn't wash her face. Like, she didn't care about that kind of crap. So she didn't wear makeup. I taught myself everything when it comes to makeup or skincare. In fact, when I started getting my eyebrows done when I was in high school, my mom freaked out because she thought it was insane. I mean, she thought it was absolute insanity that I wanted to have my eyebrows look a certain way. And now my kids get their eyebrows done. So times have changed a lot in our house or in our family. But my mom hosted a party for me. And actually my mom's party, even though all those people knew that my mom did not wear makeup and did not use any skincare products, my mama, so her party, I was just looking, just literally the other day, going back through all of my parties, and her party sold close to $1,000 in makeup. And it was somebody who did not wear makeup. She just had a good customer. I mean, she had a good friend base. If only I had followed up with those people the right way. Because now I'm going back through and I'm searching for them and I'm like, crap, I can't even find them. They're not even on Facebook and their emails are getting returned to me. They've already changed their emails. Dang it. No one in my family buys it. Well, see, and that's the other thing. Kim says no one in my family buys it. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, the exact same thing as Cheryl. Find 10 people. I suggest find 10 people that will not tell you no. Family, friends, whoever, and use those people. And even if those people aren't makeup people, if they're close to you, they love you. They will host a party for you. And it's not even necessarily about selling to those 10 people. It's about branching out and gaining a network from the people that those 10 people know. Think about it. If you have 10 people who each have 20 people in parties, that's 200 people that you would have never even connected with if you hadn't have had them host parties for you. So
okay, she muted herself. I'm gonna hop in and finish that thought.
Your network. Oh gosh, dang it. Same thing.
She's muted. That's so weird. So you don't have the person who hosts for you doesn't have to be a customer. It doesn't have to be somebody who would buy it. And honestly, I'll tell a lot of my, like, if I'm having a slow time where I don't feel like I'm getting enough parties, where I feel like I'm kind of falling behind where I want to be, I will reach out to people who hosted for me before and be like, and who don't wear makeup, who just did it just to help me out, and be like, hey, could you help me out again? And they'll invite a whole different slew of friends to this party. Or they'll invite, you know, whoever, I don't really care. As long as they invite somebody, because now I'm reaching out to all those people, so I'm going to make all those people my customers. Because I'm reaching out to them personally, whereas I used to just, like, hope that they would reach out to me. Okay, no problem. So they don't have to be customers, and they don't have to be, especially for your first like 10, 15 parties. They don't have to be people who are interested in buying at all. They just have to be people who have friends, because I guarantee you they're friends with someone who wears makeup or cares about their skin. Okay.
And honestly, if you're in your fast start period, what I did, I was like, hey, look, I'm working towards this trunk. This is what I want. I need to host 15 parties. Can you host a party for me? There's no work for you. I'll do all the work. What'll it hurt? And every last one of them said yes.
I'm thinking, Narelle, about what you just said. I'm trying to remember. I know I did a video just recently about reaching out to the people in your parties and about making them about relationships, not about that. But I want to say Bree did one too. So maybe it could be either one of those. But I know I watched a video training from someone else, and I did one, and then Bree talked about it like the same week. And I was like, oh, we must have watched the same video. Yeah, and one of the things that that Bree says is, and this goes with customers, is that you always ask your customers to join, even if it's your like 90-year-old grandma. You ask your customers to join, not because you expect them to join, right? But because you need the practice. The more times you ask it, the more comfortable you'll get, and the easier it will get. And I do my business completely online too. I don't do anything not online. I don't know where that is, but I saw somebody say something about all online. Okay, do we have any other questions? Nothing? Okay, well, we have no more questions. I hope you guys got something out of tonight. If you have any questions that you don't want to ask on here, feel free to message me, Becca, Brandy, whoever your sponsor is. It doesn't matter. Just message somebody, because we're all wanting to help. We want to see everybody reach their goals. So y'all have a great night, a great day, those of you in Australia, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye.